in my own world when I get off of here. Just trying to understand life. And so I haven't really been looking at all the news reports and stuff. I mean, hey, Jace, Quilla, everybody, Bessie. I didn't, hey, Cass, I didn't know, I knew that it was tornadoes and stuff, and somebody had said something about the flooding, but I didn't know it was that much flooding. So I love my Texas people. Y'all let us know if y'all need some help. I didn't know it was that bad. I got family in Texas. I guess I should call and check on them. My mama said something about Texas. She said something about my cousin and the flood, and my dad had called or something. I don't know. That's how y'all know I'm in this world, but I am not of it. Cause I don't be knowing what be going on for real, as far as certain things go. I don't. It don't even. I guess I should pay more attention. Hey, so I wanted to give y'all an update. Everybody give Armand a round of applause. Cause baby, without her, God first, then Miss Alicia, Miss Rangel, baby, listen to me. WOIU would not be what it is. You heard me? She the one set up our website. I call her, honey, we had to give her like an 8-month break. We worked her so hard for the first 14 months of this whole thing. And I had some technical difficulties trying to print y'all labels. I'm like, what the heck? Like nothing. So I'm printing labels today. I want to keep y'all updated. I don't want y'all to think one person got an email because saying this shit. It didn't. I was in there trying to figure out what was going on. You heard me? It was a whole thing. When she got me together today, we finally figured out what it was. So I'll be printing labels after this class. We ain't got no team. It's me and Alicia. You heard me when it comes to this technical stuff with the website. And if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have one. You see, we still ain't got our app. I've been trying to find somebody to do that because I'm not doing it. I can't. I have too many jobs. Thank you, Miss Rangel. I'm gonna text her. Big thank you. Right. Everybody send her an email and tell her because she the one to do all our nerd junk. She does all of our WOIU hoodies, t-shirts, pajamas, hats. I saw the struggle in the earlier YouTube video rewatches. What you not gonna do is come for me, Mari, early in the morning. Where's your twin at? Your auntie put you on. Your big sister put you on. What she do? She ain't even in here yet, is she? What you not gonna do? Get your cousin. I ain't even been here 3 minutes, boy. You ain't quite listen. Y'all are working together. I don't care. Queen normally between 1 minute and 57 seconds and 9 minutes, but she didn't got it down to under 5. Now she got him at 2:56. I was watching the rewatches of the earlier videos and I seen the struggle. Be quiet, Marie. Yes, it was crazy. Listen, Mari, there she go. Get him. He didn't start it for you. You didn't even have to wait. He didn't even wait on you. Talking about I see. Yeah, hell, I was going through a lot when I first met y'all. I had just got divorced. It was my first time living by myself without my kids. I tore my ACL and my MCL. I had just finished school like the week before or so. I went by like I was going through a lot, Maury. Right. He didn't even wait to 2 minutes and 47 seconds. We grew together. I told y'all I needed y'all as much as y'all felt like y'all needed me. I don't front about that. I tell y'all that all the time. Do I not tell y'all that all the time that I needed y'all just as much as y'all feel like y'all needed me? And we love you through it all. I love y'all too. That's how I know we real family. Real family, you could not be and see them in 10 years and they'll walk in your house and say, I heard what happened. Not hello. Not how you doing. I heard what happened. We're going to talk about it later and walk on through your house. This is how this family do me. Listen here. I certainly needed this fam. Man. For real, for real. We needed each other, y'all. All of us. Yeah. Auntie. Hi, cousin. Hey, Sarah. Happy late anniversary, too. I'm sorry. With the side eye, right? You didn't walk in my house talking crazy. And the laughs. Yes. I love y'all, too. That's why I said, like, if this pop stand is about to blow, I'm grateful that I'll have these memories to think back on if life is getting ready to get real crazy for us. I'm not even going to say if life is getting real crazy. Good morning, Day. My mom eases in our conversation off guard. Hilarious. I told y'all they be ear hustling. Y'all ain't got to turn the TV up. See, okay. Who knows the thing with the babies? Who knows the, hey, pumpkin, who know the trick with babies? When they screaming and hollering, instead of yelling, shut up, you pick them up and whisper in their ear, and they have to be quiet to hear what you're saying. They instantly stop crying because they have to stop crying to listen. You know this work with adults too, right? Thank you. Y'all know this work with adults too, right? Y'all know this trick? Huh? If a person is yelling, if you just start talking like this while they're yelling, they have to be quiet in order to hear you. So they stop yelling. And once you get their attention, you say, okay, now what I was saying was, oof. Ooh, it worked with grown folks and kids. You're not about to keep yelling in my face. He said, laugh out loud. I know this trick now. Listen, it works. Don't mumble under your breath. Say, I'd like to speak now. And they yelling and screaming and just keep saying, I'd like to speak now. They have to stop yelling or at least calm down to hear what you're saying because they think you're trying to say something smart. And then you say, can I speak now? I don't use it all the time, but when I don't feel like doing all that, oh yeah. Babies, when they, I love you. I love you. I love you. They have to stop screaming to hear, and your mind is triggered. You see what I'm saying? Your mind is wired to do, you can't, you gotta do one or the other for just a moment. You hear me? Now, are you ready to talk? I keep telling y'all, listen to me. I have been out in this world a long time and I paid attention to a lot of stuff when I was out here. It's here. It be all swirling around sometimes, but it's in them. Your baby screaming and hollering, pick them up and whisper in their ear, they'll stop crying. Every time. My kids used to call me the baby whisperer. This makes me think of that video of the pastor telling that lady to hush during church service. I ain't seen it, but hilarious. You gotta be quiet to hear. Laugh aloud. That's how my wife does our son. He stops, but he looks at her like she crazy too. They exactly do that. They exactly do. That's exact. I worked in daycare. It's 32 kids in here and two people, and she don't know nothing about no damn kids. So it's all on me. You heard me. And what I'm not about to do is go home frustrated every day. I did this when I did collections. When the people would call, like cussing and screaming and hollering, I whisper in the phone. They gotta be quiet to hear me. We're community officials, and we will get them swirling thoughts. Yes, we will. Mm-hmm. It's a true thing. This is the thing, y'all. Life is about understanding. I mean, you can keep doing the same thing, but if it makes you more stressed out, why would you continue to do it? Can you ask yourself that question today? What is it that I do that I already know I'm going to be frustrated when I do it, but I keep on doing it anyway? Okay. Congratulations. I gotta do a lot of that today too, sending out books, y'all. I was up till like 2 o'clock in the morning trying to figure that stuff out. My living room is a complete mess because I done bagged everything up. I brought all my devices, congratulations, into the living room. I sent Armada a picture. I know she was like, wow, it was computer, cords, iPad, my phone, labels everywhere. I was like, oh God. I went to sleep. I was like, you know what? I went and start coloring my page, honey, because I couldn't. I was like, all right, just continually doing this same thing over and over is not. It's gonna be looking the same. So wait until the morning, call Alicia, and then go from there. Cause what am I? I'm gonna frustrate my own damn self. Yeah, I don't want you to say it here. I just want you to think about it. I did. I was getting so angry. I was like, go to bed, girl. So I got in my bed and colored until I calmed down, and then I went on to sleep and got up and called. Y'all know I ain't been waking up till 9:30. Not ever in my life has that ever been okay. Even when I work nights, I didn't get to sleep till 9:30. God has given me that's so. But I be feeling like I don't like staying up late because I feel like I got something to do. You hear me? Oh, thank you. I've been waking up late, not ever in my life. As a teenager, as a young adult, I ain't never been able to wake up at no. Now maybe if the kids is on break, but no, because then they're gonna want food. Oh, talking about what's going on in your life. Okay. I, well, thank you. You hear me? So waking up at 9:30 after the sun is already up is so foreign to me. It's crazy. I'm not used to it. I'm used to being up 3 4 hours before the sun come up. So I think it's the menopause stuff because it keeps you up at night. You just be up. But you don't want to necessarily be bothered with nobody, but you just be up. That's how I be feeling like I don't necessarily want to be bothered, but I just be up, moving around. You know? I do. I just be up for no damn reason. Oh, I sleep. I love sleep, honey. I craft my room. I cultivated my whole house around peace. You know? So, thank you. We cultivated this place for peace too. Y'all have y'all paid attention to that? Since I've been pregnant, I wake up at 4 a.m. every morning. I like 4 a.m. I like you can get so much done when you get up at 4. You could take your food out, season your food, do loads of laundry. It's a lot of stuff you could do from 4 to 8, honey. That'll set your day up all the way. You ain't even got to be frustrated. I used to love that was my prep time. You in peaceful environments, yes. Laugh out loud. Sometimes you just need to the rest. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You just be tired, need the rest. Yeah. So, so with that, do you guys feel like that we cultivated peace here? It took some time. The first 6 months was real rocky. You know, but we have peace here. This unless somebody from the outside come in talking stupid, we have great days pretty much every day here. Good afternoon, sis. We have great nights, great midnight classes. We laugh, we be all excited and stuff. Like you can cultivate peace wherever you are. It's just up to you to do it. My stomach is gonna growl. Yeah. You can cultivate the same peace that we have here at your job. We do listen to music. We ain't listened to no music in a minute. Cause my nights I've been, hi Toya. Hello. If I'm having a bad day, I come here and it gets better. I be feeling like that too. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go get some of Queen's cream for my neck. I be feeling like that too. If I come here, I might already be irritated, and most days y'all make it better. We laugh, we learn. I feel like we make learning fun, not even just for the adults, but for the kids, everybody. The fact that we have international students that Miss Diane translates and stuff for them or whatever, like that's pretty cool. You know, we got some other people that do the same. Their parents speak, you know, only one language, and they found the OTP for them in Spanish and different things like that. So I'm very grateful about what we do here and how God has blessed us to be a blessing to each other. Even though this is the internet, where it's normally mean and nasty and cutthroat, over here people find comfort. They find support. They find a lot of stuff. You know, a listening ear, a companion, as far as like someone to share with this outside of your normal life, where you don't have to worry about get back to you and all of that stuff. So I absolutely love what we do here, and I'm grateful that y'all be in. You know what I'm saying, and coming in and doing what y'all do. I'm grateful. So you're gonna need your book too, I believe. And if you got a pen and paper that you can write on, you know, a little notepad, your iPad or whatever, like wherever you take notes, you're gonna need that after this, because I'm not gonna be on here long, but I did wanna I wanna go over something with y'all. And we read this. We read this, but we gonna read it again because it's important. Like you. Actually, we might have to go to mm, actually we're gonna go to oh girl. Excuse me. Ooh. Let me go get my charger. Please. We're going to sacred text first, and then we'll go back to book 2. So we're gonna go to sacred text, but before we go to sacred text, can you guys Google how long the human body can live without water? Can y'all Google how long the human body can live without water? It's the longest you can go without perishing. Oh, I probably should get my massager, but I'm not. It's gonna rain. I can feel it in my bones, baby. I remember laughing at my aunties and uncles and my grandma and them because they used to be like, "Ooh, it's gonna rain." I can feel it in my bones. Kiki. 3 days is the longest you can go without water before you perish. Because you sent it to the wrong place. You got to go to the website. So I can print your label and get it to you. There's a process, so I just sent it back. That's why I was saying I was telling everybody just to wait so you can follow the, not, because there was some other people that did it too. Yeah. And so I just sent the money back. So you can go and get, you got to go through the website because you pay your shipping on the website, but there's a Cash App thing for you to send the payment of your payment for the journal and the soap and everything, your donation, not payment, your donation to Tatna Place. So there's a process, and that's why I was telling everybody. 3 minutes without air, and 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. 3, 9, huh? You stop pay. I know. Yeah, I was going to say that's what they tell us, but it's people that have gone longer than that without water, longer than 7 days without water, and they lived. I just wanted to see what they said online. Okay, and Jesus calls himself what? The Savior, if that, Yeshua, Yahweh, whatever you wanna, whatever name you call him by. He says he's the what? The living water. Okay. All right. So let's go to sacred text real quick. Right. I bet them people probably in the whole time they been open ain't never had this much traffic. Because sometimes they would, it was like, I don't know if they didn't pay their internet bill or whatever, but sometimes the website you just could not find it. I'm gonna do this now. Right. Y'all hear all them? Oh, no, I don't want this one too. Dang it, I forgot whatever I do on this one, I do on the other one. Shoot. Y'all hear all them dings? If I leave all of this, that'll be all day. It'll just be all day dinging. That's why I be trying to make sure ain't nothing, it ain't no, what you call it, no sound. Okay. All day and all night. I need you to go to the first book of Adam and Eve, to the first chapter, please. Actually, not the first chapter. Hold on. Actually, the third chapter. The third chapter. James Charlesworth and say, yeah, of course they do. Google owe me money too, because they ain't been able to let me put my traffic thing in there. We didn't have this website. When I tell y'all we don't get paid from a lot of stuff, I'm not joking. Everything is we get from here. All of the stuff, and even me and Alicia talked about it. She's talked to them, whatever. You know how you're supposed to get money every time somebody type your name in on Google or go to your website and all of those things. We don't get none of that, and we didn't, put everything in and everything. So when I tell y'all, every single thing that we do is generated from our community, except for about $150 from the two little the ads on Facebook, and I mean not Facebook, YouTube and whatever else. So everything that we do here is from our community. Every single thing that we have done, it is not from no ads like that. Really, no. You know what I'm saying? Very little, very. You probably couldn't even pay your light bill with what we get from over here. You hear me? So every single thing that we do is funded from our community. Everything, and I'm grateful for y'all for that. It really is. So I guarantee you, it ain't no. When I know, that's how I know that God is in the midst of this. I already know He is. Because it compared to what other people be doing, like I done talked to Uber drivers that say they make like, however much on their YouTube. I'm like, really? How many followers you got? And then they'll say, I'm like, what? How? Right? And I'm signed up with certain things, but then I saw other stuff and I said, oh yeah, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not doing it. That's why you ain't seen me in no ads on TikTok or nothing. And if you have reported, because I ain't did not one sponsorship or nothing. Nothing. All right. Y'all at chapter 3? Are y'all at chapter 3? We gonna bounce around real quick. Are y'all ready? Yes? Let's get it popping. All right. Oh, I don't need this for this. That's why I took them off. Okay. So it says, God said to Adam, I have ordained on this earth days and years. What does the word ordained mean? Tell me. What's the definition of ordained? No, we're on sacred text in the first book of Adam and Eve, and we're on the third chapter. It means to choose, to equip. What's another to plan out? So ordained means to plan out, to choose the order or decree of something officially. It says set aside or marked. Order, okay. Okay, that right. That references the ministry, but I'm just saying as far as ordained, as far as God said, I've ordained days and nights. So that means I have set aside days. I have picked specific days. Okay? He said, I ordained the days and the years. I picked those years. I picked those days. Right? That's what that says, right? He said, God said to Adam, I have ordained on this earth days and years. And you and your seed will dwell and walk in it until those days and years are fulfilled. God said, I know how long every single person is going to live and what time they're going to die, when they're going to be born, when they're going to be conceived, what they are going to be doing at every single moment in their life. I already know. This is Adam and Eve. But he said, thy seed. That's all the way down to us and the last person born. Do you hear me? Even the Titans and Pan and all of the mythological gods that we read about, they come through. Their fathers are not men, but their mamas was. So that even counts as the seed of Adam. Because you remember, even in Narnia, everybody was subject. Everybody. Oh, you a son of Adam and daughter of Adam. Right? Because there were some beings, and it's amazing to me, and I say this all the time, it's amazing to me that the animals knew who the sons of Adam and Eve were. But all of the people that were half animal, half humanoid being had magic, and that makes perfect sense. Does it or does it not? That makes perfect sense, right? It makes perfect sense as to why they had magical powers. All of them. It makes perfect sense. Okay? But they did distinguish between the daughters of Adam and Eve and the sons of Adam and Eve, or the daughters of Adam and the sons of Adam. It even in Narnia, a lot of people didn't pick up on that, but they said, hello, son of Adam and daughter of Adam. Okay, well, hold on. They were too, but their fathers and mothers were other things. You got to think, if an angel went into a horse and created centaurs, right? The mother is a daughter or a son of Eve, and they crown them kings and queens. Exactly. So that was just that. I just wanted y'all to pay attention. Next time you go watch Narnia with the kids, you pay attention too to what they say. Okay? All right. So it says, when I shall send the word that created thee. When I shall send the word that created thee. What word is that? He said, I'm going to send the same word that created you. Right. God said, I'm going to make a tree. I'm going to make a flower. I'm going to make clouds. I'm going to make seas. I'm going to make rocks. I'm going to make mountains. I'm going to make elephants. I'm going to make. And when he said, let there be light, it was all already there. He didn't say, okay, so look, when it says that God it said he was roaming around, right? In the void. Well, you know what? If I made a tree, I guess I'll make it look like this. And if I made a fish of this sort, I'd make him rainbow colored. And then if I wanted to make an elephant, I'm gonna make it this, and then it would look like this, and then. So he roamed all around the galaxy and said, "Oh, I think I'll make a galaxy look like this, and then a neuron and a plant are gonna look the same, and then fish are gonna come out of the water and go back into the water to get fish, and then birds, and." If I wanted to make a frog, ooh, wouldn't that be interesting to make some of them orange and know that they're poisonous? And then poisonous snakes as well, But they could all be used for medicine later on in life, And then if I were going to make, and then he said, let there be light. And everything was so. It was already there. He thought it up, and as he was thinking, it was being materialized. When he said, let there be light, and the light hit, he saw everything that he thought to create. It was already there. As he was thinking it, it was materializing. And this is why he said, whatever a man thinketh, so is he. And whatever you speak, that's what you're going to have. That is the part of God that he gave you. If you think on sin, you going to sin. If you think on lying, you going to lie. If you think on keeping yourself, you will. If you think on being a good parent, a good wife, a good employee, a good business owner, a right standing person, guess what you gonna do? They say if you see it in your mind, you can do it. You mean what my daddy gave us, that one little bit of him? To make his dreams, his thoughts come to pass? You mean he gave us that ability? As to why we speak on what we work on what we say, we work on how we think. What is imagination? Imagination is just that. They say if you can see it, you can achieve it. Which means you got to see it in your mind first. Oh. You hear me? Thank you, Mari. When he said, let there be light, it was already trees. It was already plants. It was already oranges. It was already oatmeal and wheat and corn and camels. Everything while he was going from the east to the west in the void and going around thinking about ecosystems. All of it was forming and nobody could see it. You mean like pregnancy? You mean like pregnancy? It's a lot be going on in the uterus punking for a minute before the symptoms or the reality of there's something being created in the dark. Started with light, but it was created in the dark. First, it will start to show, but then you will see the product of what was in the dark. Everybody gonna see it. You can't hide it. And then what happens? A baby comes forth, or as some people say, they come into the light out of the darkness, like the world did, like we did. Because when you start to follow God and get your living water, well, we all know that in order to create light, uh, you need fire and water to create light in a way. Like oxygen and all of these different things make up water. And then we know this. This is how electricity can go through our body with all of this liquid in here, and we don't fry. Because there's plenty of electricity in your body. We know this. We've watched me charge a light bulb with just rubbing my feet on the ground. You hear me? So he said, I planned your life. Which makes sense. Why the thoughts will be judged as severely as the actions. They're going to be judged before the actions. Because if you don't think it, it don't happen. You hear me? Is y'all listening? God is so good. You see, this is why CERCA had to go get plant physiology books and biology books and all of that. Because then I was like, wait a minute, hold on. You about to blow my... You didn't blew it. You didn't blow my mind that. Wait a minute. It was already here once he thought it. Well, where do I'ma cheat on my husband or wife started? You don't say that out loud if you got a spouse. You think it right here. And then you start to see what you gonna do in your mind, and you start to, and it starts to make your body react. Oh, so there is a physical change when you see it in your mind. You mean like, you hear me? And then what happens? You start to formulate a plan on how to do wrong. So that your mind and your body can come in one. You hear what I'm saying? I thought about it so much I had to do it. I saw myself doing it. And that could be unaliving somebody. That can be, all you got to do is be able to see it. And it's gonna come from here to here. That is the one gift that God gave you that you have to be very careful with. Because your tongue will never solidify it if you don't think it. This is the stamp of approval when you say it. Because we all know that sound is infinite. So it's echoing in the heavens. I'm going to sin. I'm going to do wrong. I'm not going to do right. Do you realize every time you say it, it's echoing in the heavens? Sound is infinite. It is a vibration. So it goes out around the cosmos and comes back and smacks you in the back of the head or right in the face. Do it or do it not. What you said you wouldn't do, you loved it. What you said you wouldn't participate in, you was the first one there. What you said wasn't going to happen with yours, did. What you laughed at for somebody else became your reality. Oh, because it's got to come all the way back around. Everything got a cycle, honey. Life is a cycle. Be careful of what you put on that merry-go-round, because it's coming back to hit you too. Do you understand? Be careful of this, but be even more careful of this. Because this creates it, but this solidifies it. And then I want a hamburger. Ooh, I ain't had a hamburger in a long time. I'm going to make me a hamburger. And your body say, yep, we going to the store, we going to go to Uber, or we going in the kitchen. One of the two. You're going to find a hamburger. Even if you have to make not even a salmon burger or something, it will be whatever you thought in your mind and said, yes, I am. Your body is going to move to it. That came from this creation. What you speak, you create. If you say, I already know I'm going to be mad and I already know I'm going to be irritated and they better not say nothing to me, guess what you just spoke? Somebody's going to irritate you, you're going to be mad, and they are going to speak to you. They are going to say something to get under your skin. Because you you said what you didn't want, but you already spoke what you wanted to see when you got to work. It's going to be a peaceful day in here. Because I want to go home and be able to lay straight down and go to sleep. If that's what I want to do, I don't want to be irritated, yelling at my family. No. Mm-mm. You hear me? Thank you, Pumpkin. You hear me? I don't got time for that. So understand the power you have. Why everybody talking about this power? Right. You better be using it wisely. All right, here we go. Come on. It says, when I shall send the word that created thee, and against which you have transgressed, the word that made you come out of the garden, and that raised you when you were fallen. Yea, the word that will again save thee when the 5 days and a half are fulfilled. But when Adam heard these words from God and of the great 5 days and a half, he did not understand the meaning of them. Now, how many times has God told you something and you didn't understand it, but the by and by you understood exactly what he meant when he said it to you? You might have heard a thought in your mind. He might have let somebody say something you just didn't feel like, or you didn't understand, like, how's that going to help my situation? Because it was above your understanding. And then God had to break it down to you like, no, baby. No. Come here. Sit down. Let me tell you what I meant. Right? Yeah. God might have told you no to something and you couldn't understand why, because you loved it and all of this, but you didn't really know what it had on the inside of it that could hurt you. Or ruin your life or change your life forever. Because his understanding is not our understanding, and his ways are not our ways. And even our father Adam had to experience that. Come on in. Right here. Okay. Let's go. Ooh, 4. It says, for Adam was thinking that there would be but 5 days and a half for him to the end of the world. And Adam wept and prayed God to explain it to him. And then God, in his mercy for Adam, who was made after his own image and similitude, explained to him that those were 5,500 years. 5,500 years. And how one would then come and save him and his seed. So, right there it tells us, and y'all know this, that from the time when Adam and Eve got kicked out of the garden until the time of Jesus, it was only going to be 5,500 years. It's been about 2,000 years since Jesus was here. So how old is this good old earth? Maybe about 7,000 years or so. So what billions and millions of years is y'all talking about? It was only 5,500 years. And it's been about 2,000 years since Jesus left. So, I mean, I'm trying to... Never mind. Anyway. Did anybody pick up on the fact that God said it's going to be 5.5 days for me, but it's going to be 5,500 years for you? For mankind? You hear me? He said it's only going to be 5.5 days for me, but it's going to be 5,500 years in y'all time. One day equals 1,000 years. Come on now. So could you imagine what eternity is going to be like? Because we leave our time and get into his. We leave this short time like fleas, like a fly, and we start living in his time. That's a whole different thing. All right, come on. It says, but God had before that made this covenant with our father, Adam, in the same terms, ere he came out of the garden, when he was by the tree whereof Eve took the fruit and gave it to him to eat. Inasmuch as when our father Adam came out of the garden, he passed by that tree and saw how God had then changed the appearance of it into another form and how it had withered. You want to know an easy way to know that a person is transgression against God, or they're going in the opposite way that God wants them to know? They'll be stressed out. You will see it in their face. They'll start to lose weight or gain excessive weight, and they are not themselves. You could look at their face and be like, ooh, what's going on? A lot of times they be withered, don't they? When a person starts trying to numb themselves by whatever substance they use, even if intimacy, if you get the wrong situation, it could change your life and your appearance drastically. You said, yes, I was once there, healing now. You hear me? Isn't that amazing? So everything that goes against God's will, it withers. And the appearance of it changes. That's what happened to Lucifer. That's what happened to Adam and Eve. And that's what still happen. Your you changes. Yep. You can see a person that was beautiful, and you go and see them after substance abuse or whatever it is, an abusive relationship, and they look worn down, they look withered, they look tired, you be like, damn. And how is it that most of what they went through was here? But it withers their appearance out here. You hear me? My granddaughter has changed physically. She gained over 100 pounds. It's so sad I can look back at how I used to look and see the difference. Come on now. Come on. Yes, don't want to smile. The demons in you don't want you to smile. They take your joy. How many demons you seen smiling? And if they smiling at you, baby, you better run. It's about to be some trouble. You hear me? All right. Pay attention. Pay attention. Okay. It says, and as Adam went to it, he feared, trembled, and fell down. But God in his mercy lifted him up and then made this covenant with him. I don't let people in my life. And again, when Adam was by the gate of the garden and saw the cherub with a sword of flashing fire in his hand, and the cherub grew angry and frowned at him. And both Adam and Eve became afraid of him and thought he meant to put them to death. So they fell on their faces and trembled with fear. Now, if the cherubim had a fiery sword, don't we see a lot of that in magic? Like on Disney? They always got a sword that's on fire. And it stays on fire. They might speak an incantation over it and hit it with a thing, but it stays on fire. So if a third of the cherubim fell and they all had flaming swords, do we understand why we see certain heroes and stuff that were revered as gods? My husband has been so drained, and you can see it. Found out he been sneaking and still doing. Ooh. So this here right on time. God is protecting you, pumpkin. He is. Everybody said what? I'm not telling her business. Now who nosy? Now who nosy? Y'all was laughing when I was over here on my own thing, and Queen said I was being nosy. And now look who being nosy. Key. Key. See, look at you. Look. You see? When I got called nosy, now who being nosy? It's over here. It ain't none of y'all business like they told me. That's what y'all get? Ah! Hilarious. Look at you. Being nosy and stuff. Y'all wasn't laughing with me. Y'all was laughing at me. Look at you. Y'all want to know so bad? Look at you. Some of you that went over to YouTube to go read the comments. And did, Chastity? And you see? See? You see? Be careful who you laugh at now. No, I'm just playing. Because I know they over there like, wait a minute, what? Not and did. See? We honest. We gonna tell the truth around here and do. We gonna tell the truth about how we is around here. I be praying that he turn his life around. It's just so hard day to day, especially when they try to achieve things and it never works for them. Pumpkin, I already know. Honey, auntie knowing, yeah. I'm just messing with y'all. Y'all know we playing. Y'all know it. These are jokes, family. These are jokes. Don't be taking me serious. When I do that, it's just we have a good time. That's it. I ain't messing with y'all for real. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We good. Yeah, we good. I just be wanting to have a good laugh. And y'all was over there holding your stomachs with you. Had to check yourself and say, am I nosy? Oh, I did, because I sure was thinking about it. Look it. Learning moment. Learning moment right there. See? You didn't even know. You had to check and see if you was nosy or not. You is. You is. All right. Okay, so this is not... All right, so we're moving on from here, and we're going to go to one other place. Okay. Hold on, y'all. We go to 4 for me. No. Go to chapter 4 real quick, because we're going to bounce around. We're not reading all of it. So go on, fast forward to chapter 4. You know what I don't have in here? Coffee. And I think I left it outside. I'm looking. It was in the living room. At my makeshift office in there. I got a makeshift office in my room. Our shipping department is in the living room. And this is our other office. My whole house then basically became a studio for y'all. We on Sacred Text. Sacred Text, Adam and Eve. I think the only part of my house y'all ain't seen is my closet. That's it. Pretty much both of my bathrooms, my living room, my kitchen. It ain't no parts, only my closets. And I think I showed y'all on the inside of this one. So just my room closet. That's the only part of this house I ain't used to type in. I don't even know y'all like that. For y'all to be all up in my house the way that y'all do. It's neighbors that ain't never been even past my threshold. You hear me? And y'all done been all through my damn house. My mama asked to come. I said, well, we'll talk about it. Y'all done seen more of my house than my mama. The lady that carried me in her womb. Y'all done seen, right, on this episode, right, of Cribs, right. We are at the crazy CERCA TROVA house. Well, Circa, why do you have these swords? Well, let me tell you about that. So I used to hang out with these people, and we was into all kinds of stuff, not the crazy stuff though. You know what I'm saying? So I got my swords hanging up here. This is Circa Nakamura and Trova Nakamura, and that's 22 Nakamura. See, that's my favorite one because she smile and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then I be making like my own food because you know I'm living healthy and stuff like that. So look at all of my disaster preparedness food and stuff I got right here. Now we gonna take you out to the garage and I'm gonna show you. Now see this hot? It don't run right now, but I got some people that's gonna be working on that. And then this is my closet right here. See, these are all my shoes, you know, my Stevies and stuff like that, because you know you gotta have them. But anyway, welcome to WOIU Cribs. I'm CERCA TROVA. Hilarious. Listen here. Yes, that part. and Will. And Will. Listen, don't play with me. Y'all, listen to me. When I tell you that I didn't even know they were called vlogs back in the day, but I told you I would put my video recorder on my dashboard in my car. This was early 2000s. And I would talk to it, right? I would talk and just talk about my life, record myself driving to work from the East Valley to the West Valley, right? And so I just had this whole stash of what I do right now in 2000. And didn't even realize that this is what I was going to be doing. Whoa. Y'all nephew just sent me the thing. Y'all know about the Tyson dump? Y'all already know about the Tyson dump? 87 billion gallons of toxic waste, including cyanide, blood, and feces into the rivers and lakes, enough to fill 132,000 Olympic-sized pools. In the water. Wait a minute, that's the Missouri River now. Hold up. Oh, it's in the. Is this in Nebraska? Yep, in Nebraska by Iowa. Hey, Dad. Yep, it just keeps happening for them. It keeps happening for them. It keeps happening for them. You said what? Showing what? Oh, okay, I forgot. Yep, I forgot. Yep, I'm going to go on and show them that. You're right. Let's do it. Huh? You said you told us the water was going to go bad and it wasn't going to be really safe to drink. I remember. You said what now? Mm-hmm. And so you said have several levels of water cleaning supplies because it was going to be. Well, you knew they was going to do it already. So that we can have 3 levels of filtration for the stuff that's about to. Which one? They're on my they're in my list, my bio pumpkin. Huh? One of them's called a Pure Well, and the other one is a portable water filter. They're both on my Amazon list. Mm-hmm. Pure Well and portable water filter. Mm-hmm. Thank you, son. If you in the class, I be trying to tell y'all. How long ago did we buy our stuff? 2 years. You're welcome. Okay. 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. Is that 2 años? 2 años. Los años. It keeps happening for y'all. It keeps happening for y'all. Sound like a frog. It sure do. I be trying to tell you, my daddy be telling you. Who really believes if you didn't before that God will tell you what is going to happen years ahead of time? You just have to take notes and pay attention. If you didn't feel it before, do you feel it now? You said, I believe. Mm-hmm. How is it that all of the stuff that keeps happening, family, we got stuff for it? Some of our people is down in Texas, and last week we was like, y'all need to go get them emergency boats. Remember, we talked about it, the emergency boats. We got people in Texas. We got people in Florida, Mississippi, all down off in that area, Andrew. And they said, what, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse than Hurricane Andrew, taller than their house or whatever. I just seen that. Somebody sent me that. And my sister and 2 kids just moved to Houston. Okay. You got it for when it floods in Louisiana? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It. Can you see what? I was just telling my daughter, we talked about the inflatable boats, and now Houston is flooded. Mm-hmm. Okay. We talked about the water shortages. We talked about people freezing to death. We talked about I showed y'all them pictures yesterday. The de-dollarization initiative. It's not cashless, it's de-dollarization. De-dollarization. Not cashless. De-dollarization. That's what it's called. They came up with a pretty name for cashless. De-dollarization. And this. So this happened May 2nd, and the other one was from May 5th. So 3 days after they launched their new currency, they said that the economic crash started. Oh. Hmm. You mean the economic crash that we talked about? You mean the stores being closed that we talked about? You mean all the stuff that we talked about 2 años ago? Okay, I just be wanting to see if y'all be seeing it, cause we are in the as he was yet speaking type of situation. Where can you see it? Which one, Miss D? That's Watcher Guru. The website is Watcher Guru for that. Yep. Good afternoon. So as we go, let's yeah. Yeah. Watcher Guru. You're welcome. All right, here we go. So that's crazy. Thank you, son. All right, it says, but Adam and Eve wept for having come out of the garden, their first abode. And indeed, when Adam looked at his flesh that was altered, he wept bitterly. Did y'all read that? Y'all saw that? Y'all seen it? Adam looked at his flesh as soon as they got kicked out of the garden, and it didn't look the way that it did when God first made him. Thank you. Hey, okay? We in chapter 4, Adam and Eve. So what they looked like prior to getting kicked out of the garden, they don't look like now. Adam was irritated that his flesh didn't look like it did when God first created them. What happened to Lucifer when he got kicked out? And his brothers? What happened to them? Right, Kiva, they was changed. Yep. They was changed. Now, what if our bodies look like old girl on X-Men? The Diamond Girl. Y'all saw that mermaid, the black mermaid that they found. Her skin sparkled like how they said the angels sparkled. Y'all remember when they was moving around, you could see the sparkles in her skin. And it wasn't on the fishtails, it was just on that skin. Right? And I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying we had a glorified body, and everything in the heavens is bright and beautiful and colorful and all. So we don't know what this flesh look like. Now, y'all ready for something else? What do humans fight over mostly? No, not Mystique. No, the Diamond Girl. Her armor was diamonds. Mm-hmm. Skin. You hit it, Day. Skin. Skin. Appearance. Think about it. That's the main thing that divides people. It's not even really money. Nope. Not even really money. Because rich people have poor friends. And they will do everything that they can for their poor friends. So that's not a thing. This flesh tones, flesh color. This is the most divisive thing on the planet, yes or no? Before they know if you a good worker, they want to know your ethnicity. Before they know if you got a college education, they want to know your ethnicity. So isn't it crazy that our forefather was irritated about how his skin changed, and that became something that has been the seed for wars all around the world forever and ever? You don't look like us. Your skin tone is either too light, too dark. It's not ours. Blah, blah, blah. We're different because of our skin. And that was something that immediately out of the garden, Adam and Eve had an issue with, was their skin. I used to fill out my applications with NA for my ethnicity. Isn't that crazy? They instantly had a problem. We can't do nothing that they didn't do. So he instantly, when he was kicked out of the garden, didn't like the skin that he was in. And the devil has taught you, if you don't like the skin that you're in, change it. Come on. I'm sorry, y'all. My allergies is acting. I'm going to have to go blow my nose in just a second. And y'all know what? I'm not crazy. It is dustier in here than it is in any room in my house. It's dust on everything, and I still ain't dusted. I'm going to do it today after I get y'all stuff out. Because I got to move some stuff around. I'm about to build me a desk in here that's more functional, because this is taking up the whole room, and I need more shelving. So that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully, write my application, speak for itself. Don't worry about the color of my skin, that part. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. It says, and indeed, when Adam looked at his flesh that was altered, he wept bitterly, he and Eve, over what they had done. So they knew that their body changed because of what they had done. Didn't we just talk about that? People that be involved in all kind of stuff, their body changes because they sinning a lot of times. Or they doing stuff that God don't want them to do, or they're engaging in things that are tearing their body down, and you start to see it. You might not see it at first, but over time, if they continue in that walk, or whatever it is, you start to see the physical and physiological changes of that person, right? No. Even if you're working out, over time, if you continue to work out, your body is going to change, right? Either way, if you're going far, and you can go too far in that. You can go too far in both. Okay. I just be wanting to know. All right. Here we go. And they walked and went gently down into the cave of treasures. And as they came to it, Adam wept over himself and said to Eve, look at this cave that is to be our prison in this world and a place of punishment. Now, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to go blow my nose because I want y'all to think about it. Being made to stay in one place is like a prison. Being free and open and being able to go wherever you want to go is not. It's a reward. So when they got kicked out of the garden, they couldn't roam around the world as freely. They had to kind of be there. Right? What are people doing now? They're ditching their home where they have to stay, and they're getting mobile homes to go because they don't want to be bound to one place. Because they want to see something different all the time. People are selling everything they own and going to live in different countries and live off very little because they would rather see the beautiful things than be trapped in a cave. Y'all getting it? So now y'all know where this thing of not wanting to be tied down to anybody, or not anybody, but anything, we wasn't supposed to. We wasn't supposed to just be one place. We were supposed to be able to eat off of every tree in the world. We were supposed to be able to go freely when it was all one place. But we became so evil and so wicked that God couldn't let us do that. Now think about while I'm gone. Think about while I'm gone. I need you, if you can write down on the, I gotta go blow my nose, y'all. Thinking about if you were able to sell your home right now and sell all your belongings, I want you to write down 3 places that you would take your family to live. And what are some things that you would like to do there? While just get it on paper. Out of the country, or even not out of the country. If you wanted to just drive around the United States or whatever. But write down 3 places that you would like to go and live if you were able to be unbound by all your bills and car payments and all of that. I just went on and went to the restroom while I was in there. That way I don't have to get right back up and go. Y'all know I'm always drinking a lot of liquid. Okay. No, I don't want you to write it here. I don't want y'all to tell me here. And no, don't say anywhere because there's another part of it. You have to be specific. I want to be honest. This is exactly why a lot of us don't see the dreams that we want because we give God very vague instructions about how we feel like we could be happy. Like when you be like, God, I just want a car. And then he give you a car and you be like, I hate this car. And this and that. Well, you weren't specific. You didn't go do the research. You didn't do nothing. Because the second part of that is, I want you to go see how long your salary, if you were able to work remotely and you could take your job there with you, what type of life could you live over there? Wherever it is that you decided to go. Even if you want to move from the East Coast to the West Coast or north to the south or whatever it is, or out of the country, your salary and what you make, how much do the houses cost over there? How much is it to rent? How much is it to do whatever? Because a lot of people always say, I hate where I'm at. I don't like my job. I would love to move. And you'll hear them talk about it in group settings, but they never go do what they need to do to actually, because it really ain't that hard to move out of state. It's a lot of people that used to, like when I lived in Indiana, I'm not from there, but when I lived in Indiana, people like, oh, I hate Indiana. I said, well, move. Ain't nobody got no money for that. I said, but you got money to turn up every weekend and spend about $200-300 a weekend. I said, you save that for a good 6 months, you could leave. Or sell everything you got and start over from scratch. I ain't selling my stuff. Well, quit telling me about how you hate where you at, because it's a number of things that you could do. Because when you tired of something, you won't let nothing hold you down. You will sell or give away everything that you can just to get a new start, honey. This I know. I've done it a gazillion. I done had about 10 lives, left stuff, and didn't care. I'll sleep on the floor till I get some new beds. I ain't worried about that. I need a new experience. I'm not letting no things tie me down to sadness. Do you hear me? Not a car, not a job, not nothing. Now, I struggle first and get a new life before I just stay comfortable in one that I hate. I'm not going to do that. I'll stay uncomfortable in a new situation than staying comfortable in a situation that's killing me. You hear me? Nope. You hear me? Some people, because they're worried about, because they don't live for themselves, they live for what other people think. I have moved 20 times with nothing but a train ticket. Come on, Lisa or Liza. Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm talking about. I got enough money to get there. What's going to happen when I get there? I don't know. That's the thrill of it all. You hear me? That is the thrill of it all, baby. I don't know what's going to happen. Because think about this. If you always know, then you always going to get the same thing, right or wrong. You hear me? If you always know what's happening and what's going to happen, that means you ain't getting nothing but the same thing. I like adventure, honey. Don't you see I got maps all behind me? I love adventure, baby. I would not take back my honey, getting evicted, having to move because I can't pay the rent. It gave me so. Listen, here, when I listen, it made life exciting. I'm trying to tell you, and then I got to see the grace of God and the goodness of God and the provision of God in those situations. I be happy when stuff be out of my control, because now I'm about to see a miracle. I'm about to see a miracle. And people like, you always, and I'm always seeing miracles too. You scared to jump off the ledge. I ain't scared. I don't know what's going to happen. This is an adventure, like you said. Lived in over 18 cities, no job, no connections, made it on my own. That part, Miss Madonna, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, ma'am. After a while, repetition get on my nerves. As y'all know, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, and now y'all see why I can't. I'd rather repeat starting over and get new experiences every time than to stay trapped into something that I already know what's going to happen. I already know what's going to happen. I already know. I don't want to be in a situation where I already know, because then it's not fun. It's not exciting. It's not none of that. It's repetitive. And I'm not saying live wild and crazy, but I'm saying, how many times did you see that God planted the Israelites and they just never got to leave a space? Do I need to charge this? What am I not doing? Ugh. Girl. I gotta charge my neck thing. It's been in the box. Oh, man. You hear me? You was never supposed to be trapped down to nothing. Because that's what God always talk about, being free. He did not make this world so beautiful. Growing up an orphan made me to be in a... I'm trying to tell you, I was orphaned early too. My mama got rid of me, honey. She was not trying to fool with me. She just threw me out. She said, go on and get out there and figure it out in the world. I said, fine, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to do exactly that. All right, come on. So it says, so now that he said that his body been altered, It says, what is it compared with the garden? What is its narrowness compared with the space of the other? What is this rock by the side of those groves? What is the gloom of this cavern compared with the light of the garden? What is this overhanging ledge of rock to shelter us compared to the mercy of the Lord that overshadowed us? What is the soil of this cave compared with the garden land? This earth strewn with stones, and that planted with delicious fruit trees. And Adam said to Eve, look at thine eyes and at mine, which afore beheld angels in heaven, praising, and they too without ceasing. But now we do not see as we did. Our eyes have become flesh. They cannot see in the like manner as they saw before. So as soon as you transgress God's word, you start not being able to see the spiritual things the way that you used to. Okay? Is that correct? We in Adam and Eve on Sacred Text, chapter 4. Chapter 4 on like cleaning for these old people. It's the longest job I've ever had. I've spent 7 years. It's new things going on here all the time. That part. That part. And we know that. You're welcome. We know that too from the brothers of Joseph, the 12 patriarchs. Remember when they wouldn't let hatred or envy or whatever it was, the spirit of error blinded their minds, or the spirit of hatred. So instantly there's another entity as soon as you transgress against God's word that comes and blinds you and you don't even see right no more. Like stuff you would have never did, you find yourself doing. Because that spirit blinded you to, oh, it's not that bad. It's not really that big of a deal. God, did he kill you yet? Well, then it's probably not that bad. Yeah or no? You ever had anybody say that to you, and before you know it, you in a situation and that person is like, you shouldn't have done it. What? I listened to you. But whose life is affected by it? Whose sight? How many times have you said, they say hindsight is 2020. How many times have you said to yourself, if I would have known, I wouldn't have done it? So if you could have had foresight, so when you start to sin against God, he takes your foresight, that spiritual voice of him telling you, he just quit saying stuff and just be like, okay, well, I tried to tell you what was going, that's what, okay. When you came over here and God told you to start getting this and that, even though everybody was still living and eating $1,000 crab boils and all this crazy stuff, when they were still doing all that, and I was saying stop spending all that money on them those extravagant meals and buy what you need and this and that. You know what that's called? You know the reason you have water filtration systems now and our water has been getting attacked since we started buying them? Foresight. You know what Joseph had before the famine? Foresight. You know what God gave us before the economy crashed? Foresight. Are you getting it? Y'all knew the water was going to go bad. Y'all knew the food was going to go bad. Y'all knew that the economy was going to crash. Y'all knew the money was not going to be valuable. All of that is foresight. But you had to stop doing certain things and stop partaking in certain things in order to see. Did you or did you not? You had to slow your life down a little bit. Rearrange your finances. It was a few things that you... But don't you thank God for foresight? Who remembers when we talked about there's no real money in the stock market? Who remembers that part? Remember when I told you I said the stock market really crashed, which is crazy, 4 years ago. And now they're saying hurry up and move your money because it's crashed. I said it crashed a long time ago. But the penny stocks and buying the gold and who sees that the gold and silver was a waste of money when everybody's like, no, buy gold and silver. I said no, buy food, buy wool blankets, buy water filtration systems, buy survival tools. Gold and silver ain't gonna help you start no fire. It's not gonna be able to fill your kids' stomachs because they not even gonna be taking nothing unless it's electric money. God said that they was gonna be throwing the gold and rubies and diamonds and whatever in the streets, the silver and the gold. It wasn't gonna be worth nothing in the last days. So then, if you believe the word, why would you go and spend your money on gold and silver? Make it make sense. If God said they was gonna be throwing those things in the street in the last days, and there was not, why would you buy it? You can't eat it. Exactly, my family ain't listening, but our bags will be ready. Okay, y'all see the disasters happening. Yes or no? Bread will be worth more than gold. Tell it to! Y'all heard y'all uncle? Bread will be worth more than gold. So what would the smart business person in you tell you to do? Buy stuff that you can make the most minuscule things you need to make. Yeast, baking soda, baking powder, flour of any kind, some oil, powdered eggs if you need that. Do you understand? God is telling you in the word what's going to be valuable. You hear me? I got all my preparedness stuff with not a dime saved. Okay. People packing money in their mattresses and stuff. It's gonna be. They're not gonna. They're de-dollarization. You hear me? And they stopping a lot of exports on foods and stuff to certain countries. So yes, you do, Samantha, and on Amazon. All of that disaster preparedness stuff, Pumpkin, you can buy at Walmart. This stuff, you can buy this online with EBT, baby. You hear me? It's all, go in my bio. It's in there in disaster preparedness. That'll get you started. You can go in there and look. Yes. That's going to be worth more than gold, Fendi, Prada. Yeah, I saw that Amazon is allowing EBT. They been. It's food. Noodles ain't nothing but dehydrated food. Them noodles was soft and chunky at one point in time, and then they dried them and sent them to you with dried vegetables in them and some seasoning salt. This the thing, family. My room is full of noodles. That part. That part, Tom. All right. So we see that when you start to walk away from God, y'all, your sight ain't the same. And I don't mean physical sight. I mean your spiritual insight, your spiritual foresight. You won't be able to. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. When you walking in the wrong way, you get more trouble, right or wrong. You have more tires blowing out, money being short, all of that. As soon as you stop, hey, as soon as you stop, instantly your blessings start to come back in. Right? Because you don't have the foresight because you walking in the wrong way. You hear me? All of those things could have happened when you was on the other side, but God gives you spiritual foresight on what to do and what not to do so you don't fall in the traps of the enemy. You said, oh my God, that's what's happening to my kid's father. I'm trying to tell you. You heard me? Just think about when you decided not to be with a certain person no more. When they got with you, a dark cloud started coming from the sky in the back. And by the time you had been with them 6 months, a year, even though it's sunny outside, it ain't sunny in your life. One thing after another. And what, like, dang, when did this all start? Well, let me see. When I got with you. I ain't supposed to be over here. I'm transgressing what God want me to do. So all of my blessings don't come to me like they used to come so easily. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I'm going to see them. You hear me? 2 o'clock appointment. Oh, okay. Okay, see you later. You hear me? When you walking away from where God wants you to be, it might be where you want to be. But where God, listen, it's like he going to take care of you, but he ain't blessing no mess type stuff. Because that's a whole nother class. Anyway, pay attention to when you start to bring people into your life or when you start participating in certain situations if your favor go away. You hear me? If your favor go away, you might want to rethink your steps. If all of a sudden you getting in trouble at work and stuff you've been doing is always turning out the opposite of what you... Baby, your bills all of a sudden get higher. God said, I ain't helping you in your sin. I mean, I'm reigning on the just as well as the unjust, but you know better. And I done said something to you in your dreams. I done said something to you on TV, through the TV. I done let you hear a song that made you think about your situation, and you just kept pushing me out your mind. All of them little cues was me telling you, you going the wrong way. You hear me? You are going the wrong way. Okay? You hear me? God got rid of her and things instantly start going right. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. And most times it don't take me a week and I start to see a difference. 1 week and I'd be like, okay, wait a minute. My mornings be different. My nights be different. Certain people I let come over to my house, all of a sudden my kids ain't going to bed on time. They are, You hear me? I cut everyone out of my life. And it ain't even that you hear me? But who got time for that? Especially when it's easier over here. It's easier. Okay, can I ask y'all a question? Do y'all see more of the things that you think about coming to pass now, and you ain't even really got to go that far and it finds you? Huh. Where you used to have to be trying to figure out how, if I was you, maybe before you came to WOU, life was a very hard struggle. Like you was always searching for stuff, but now searching stuff be searching for you. You got more peace. You got more joy. If problems come up, you don't stress as bad over. You be like, I don't know. I done did all that I can do. That is in your hands. And then it just works out. And it don't always have to come from where you think it's going to come from. That's how he make you cry happy tears a lot. God make you cry happy tears a lot. God make y'all cry happy tears. Who cry happy tears now? You have to. I know. You be like, I don't even know why I'm so emotional, because your heart is turning into God's heart. You want the heart of God, and God cares about so many things, and He's very sensitive. That's why He's there to help always. Oh yes. Oh yes. You want the heart of Christ. That's what you want, the heart of God. You want that, because that means you got to feel in order to have the heart of Christ. If Jesus was heart of heart, we'd all be dead and wouldn't have ever made it to have no time to. If He was like, I don't care about that, it doesn't affect me. I'm perfect. What does that matter? You're not perfect, but I am. So, sucks for you. To take on everybody else's sin, gotta be a compassionate person. Excuse me. To take on other people's problems, you have to be a compassionate person. You can't be hard-hearted and take on the. I asked God years ago to break my heart with the things that break His. Instant regret. I bet you did. I already know. You gotta be careful of them words. I told you. You will see all kind of stuff then be like, whoa, this is too much. He said, there's more. If you watch The Magicians, did anybody watch The Magicians? The show The Magicians? The series? Y'all remember when Julia got her emotions back? After that demon left her body? After that God stopped possessing her? Y'all remember that part? So she did all of that stuff, unaliving people, whatever. She didn't feel nothing. Soon as that God left her body, she felt all the shame, all the hurt, ain't that what happens when you get possessed? I would never hurt my mother, but you did. I would never hurt my kids, but your body did. But you was possessed by something else. They said, I blacked out. There's no way. And they got them on video moving around and doing whatever they was doing, and they don't remember none of it, because an entity that don't have no emotion, but anger and rage and hate, because that's what they are made of now, inhabited your body. And you didn't feel it until after the entity left. And so then you have to deal with the punishment of what the devil did, or the demon or entity or persona did. I mean, we know people that have schizophrenia or DID, whatever they call it now. And they'll say, I didn't do that. Todd did that. Well, who's Todd? Todd is another personality, exactly, that's in my body. I didn't do that. Well, how do we get to talk to Todd? Because they're all in there. No, you're trying to trick us. No, Todd really did it. Todd is the name of that evil spirit. And Randy, okay, Randy assisted. Well, who's Randy? Oh, Randy's another one of us in here. Hold on, wait a minute. So how many people do you have in there? How many personas? And when you realize that an evil spirit is a persona, and they each have their own individual goal for what they supposed to do, you'll start to look at stuff differently. Because demons are evil personalities, personas. And spirits need a body to inhabit so that they can speak and move and act. Now, they can do little stuff like knock stuff over, but in order for them to actually hurt humanity, they need a body to possess because they're disembodied spirits. They remember what it was like to be in a body. They had them. They are the children of the fallen angels. They were the people that got our earth destroyed the first time. So they know what it feels like to feel warm blood pumping through their body. They know what it feels like to be intimate with a person. They know what it feels like to eat. That's why when they get in your body, whatever it is that they like to do, you will do it, and they will control you so that even when you don't want to, you have to. They call it compulsion or compulsive disorders. Even when I don't want to, something tells me, well, what something is telling you, you have to. There's a voice in my head that tells me I have to do it. Does that equate with how drinking change? Hell yeah. Drink alcohol is spirits. Wine, they differentiate or make a difference between wine and spirits on every liquor store. They don't say just liquor. It say wine and spirits. Yep, the jinn and evil spirits, evil personas are the same. Yep. Wine and spirits, there's a difference. And each spirit causes people say, I can't drink dark because, I can't drink this because, I can't drink that because, and they all have a name. Because it makes them act completely different. Ooh, if I drink this, baby, I'm going to be like this. If I drink like that, honey, because it's a different entity taking over your body. And while it's in there, you act how that spirit acts. And then when it's out of your system, you don't remember. They say that alcohol, what is it, inhibits your mind or whatever. And you don't remember, that's because another entity took over. You blacked out. They put you in a closet somewhere and they was using your body as an avatar. I would have never did that, but you did because you woke up in that bed. You left the club with them, didn't you? And woke up in a place that you never been to. It's something you would have never done, but yet, as soon as that liquor hit your stomach, you, yeah. You hear me? He don't act like that unless he drinking. She don't act like that unless she drinking. He don't act like that unless he do it. You know what I mean? I know when he's on it because he'll be like this and he's running around and he won't sit still. But if he don't do that, he be fine. It's just when he or she gets on whatever that they change. And their eyes change, don't they? That's normally how you know the entity has come to the forefront, because their eyes change, even the way they walk. So as soon as the entity gets into your body through one of your portals, The posture is different, and the eyes change. Their eyes go to jet black. Oh, okay. I didn't see them eyes, girl. And he didn't act like that unless he was drinking. And then there was no white in his eyes. And I used to be like, God, you making me fight a giant for real. And not only is he a giant, he is a demonic field, a demon field that comes from a long line of witches. God, can you help me? All right. Let me get my damn giant sword. Y'all hear that swing? I have the power! You said I'm David, granddaughter. The giant slayer. It is. And will. I ain't swinging this and nothing in here because it's too long. And I don't want to break nothing. You hear me? This is my giant sword, see? This is for slaying giants that are over 20 feet. And we even got hobbit swords. Just in case I have to fight a hobbit. We got them from giant sword all the way down to hobbit sword. Run up, get done up. It don't matter your size. We got something for everybody over here. Anzu. We got regular man size swords. We got giant swords. We got hobbit swords. We got, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want to see our troll unaliver? We gonna call her Trolley. I found a name for her. We gonna call her Trolley. This is our troll slaying device here, because you got to get up close to trolls. You know what I'm saying? You got to get up. We going to call her Trolley. That's going to be her name. She's for the trolls, right? Hey, Trolley. We still haven't got you, you know. Now, what's crazy is I didn't have this thing and didn't even look at it. It got fire on the blades, like a fiery sword. Well, come on in then. We gonna name her Trolley. That's our troll unaliver. And yeah, that's the troll unaliver right there. What's up with all the weapons? Those are props. We fight giants and trolls and witches and warlocks and all of that over there. They're my props. For storytelling. Can't be a warrior without a bow and arrow, without my bow, of course. You heard me. I need that, right? You can't be a warrior without a shield. I mean, what kind of warrior doesn't have a shield and swords and stuff? How am I going to go to battle? What kind of soldier are you guys? You can't be an ancient warrior without all of these things. I even have a scribe to write down all my stuff. Just right behind. No, just playing. What you mean? We got cloaks and everything over here. And dude, we got whips. Because how am I going to tame the wild beasts? I say, back, you beast, back. What you mean, like, I gotta be huh? What kind of warrior are you? You ain't got the stuff. We gonna make you the scribe. You run along behind the horses. We gotta go up ahead and see what's going on. Oh no. They sent us you, huh? Well darn. I guess we'll make use of you. Get the bags, squire. What you gonna do? What part of the movie you gonna play? You gonna be the one running with all the bags behind the horses and stuff. Like, come on. The king has set forth a battle on the day of night's end when the sun has gone down at 7. Like, what? You're gonna be the scribe. Oh, what in the world is going on here? They sent you, huh? All right. Right. Listen here. We gotta fight battles and stuff. We are ancient warriors from the east. We have to fight dragons and cyclops and centaurs and listen here, we do. Hey, I'm just saying. How you gonna do that and you ain't got nothing? That part, Tom. That part. Ugh. You said your grandson cracking up. Hey, nephew. Hey, TT, baby. He said, Grandma, she got some swords and stuff. My TT CERCA, her got a big sword. And her got more than one. Her got a sword and it light up. They gonna think my babies is lying. And her got a whip and a shield. And her got a Thor hammer. Her got a lot of stuff. Her really do be fighting. Yeah, her be fighting dinosaurs and stuff. You can see it. You wanna watch it with me? My mama. Grandma, can you pull up TT CERCA, please? Right here. And with her had her sword out, can you pull it up? They probably be at school and people be like, right. You said that's how my son talk. Oh, I already know. I already know. And the stories they tell. Her got a magic potion. And it glow in the dark. You want to see it? Her got a lot of books too. Her got books about dinosaurs and angels and stuff and the horseman. You want to see it? Ain't no telling how them stories go on the bus. Listen here, I would be tickled to know. I'm trying to tell you. Queen, girls, TT CERCA, exactly. My TT CERCA, her got a lot of books, like big, like my daddy, like big like that, like tall like my daddy. You know how tall my daddy is. Like her shelf is like this. Her got a lot of toys too. Her a grown up, but her be wearing costumes and everything. Her done been a witch, and her done been Ursula. You know who Ursula is? Yeah, from Ariel. Her been that. Ain't no telling, cause come on, y'all. Them kids and they teachers probably be like, honey, yep. Well, so she has a very, very good imagination. It's so big. She talks about her auntie, I think it is, with swords and dinosaurs. Is that something you guys do at the house, or y'all don't have to? No, see, okay, so it's not really their auntie. It's an internet auntie. Oh, okay, yeah, and she kind of does skits and stuff, and so yeah, that's where she gets that from. We do a lot of reading and things over there. A lot of make believe. It's what it is. Y'all done had to go to the thing and tell them, She's been talking about her TP circle, or we thought that was like a made up character or someone. She said she was flying on top of a chair. Yeah, you got to explain to the teacher so they don't be trying to give my babies no stuff. You know what I mean? Talk about they got to they're overly imaginative or nothing. My granddaughter saw your weapon and she said she wants to play with him. I said no. Tell him it's make believe now. Listen here, hilarious. It's too funny. So I'm about to go find me some food and work on getting y'all stuff out. No, oh wait a minute. No, we gotta finish this. Sorry, Dad. Here we go. I need coffee. Okay, can y'all give me a second so I can go make me some coffee, and then we'll finish the end of this. Then I'm gonna get on sending y'all stuff out. Because I finally figured it out. Well, I didn't figure it out. Alicia did it. Thank God for her. I thank God for that lady. Do you hear me? You hear me? I thank God for her. What are the odds that I needed an IT person and God let the first person I really talked to on here be an IT person? Why is this not coming on? What am I doing wrong here? What the heck? Oh, there it go. I'll be right back. So y'all know I use instant coffee, right? And sometimes when I go to put my little tablespoon of coffee in there, it'll miss some of the cup because I make it right in my little Keurig thing. I just pour the water in there so it's already mixing or whatever. Y'all, at least once a week, somehow or another, when I go to pour, it just be on. And I'd hate cleaning up that whole mess because it makes more of a mess unless you do like this and then wipe it, but then it'd be a whole thing. I need to just make it in my cup. Yes, I use Folgers. I like Folgers. All right, here we go. This thing is a game changer. Thank you, Auntie Judy. Thank you to everybody. Just want to tell y'all that. Why is it not letting me in here? What the heck? Y'all, when I say my stuff be tripping, what the heck? Okay. Y'all ready? Last chapter we gonna read and then y'all can go do what y'all gonna do for the day. Till later. You ready? It's the best part of waking up. Folgers in your cup. You is not lying. I like mine. Never mind. Never mind. Just leave it, Circa. I don't even want to turn this off. I do not want to turn this off. I was going to say something. I was about to say, never mind. Never mind. Just leave it. Yeah, I already know where I was going with that. This feels so amazing, though. This here. Okay. So, chapter 10, please, of Adam and Eve on sacred text. I don't have a time, Samantha. This I don't have. We don't. Nothing here is scheduled ever. Nothing is scripted. Nothing is nothing. It's literally everything is just kind of if we own, we own, and if we ain't, we ain't. Because I might go to sleep and not wake up till 10 o'clock, and we'll have a midnight class. So nothing is scripted here. But you can always go. Like I said, if you got our YouTube, that'll if this doesn't notify you. Okay, get connected on YouTube, Pumpkin. Most people that even just follow on TikTok, I mean, they be on TikTok mostly. They'll go and get subscribed to YouTube so that way they can get the notifications or whatever. I don't really know. Yeah. So most people like even if they gonna watch over here, they'll go over there so that way if they don't get it here, they can get it there. I'm gonna recharge this all the way up. Thank you, Dad. All right, here we go for this last little bit. Then I'm going to go get these packages out. Okay. All right. Here we go. Chapter 10, it says, Then God, merciful and gracious, looked upon them thus lying in the water and nigh unto death, and sent an angel who brought them out of the water and laid them on the seashore as dead. So now we know every time somebody say, a man picked me up out the water when I was drowning and dragged me ashore and then disappeared. We know who that be now, right? You hear me? You silly Jazzy. Listen. Haven't we heard about fishermen and people that were thrown, excuse me, overboard, and they said they washed up miles away and that's not possible, or they were under the water for a certain amount of time and then magically they appeared somewhere else safe. I mean, you know, right? Y'all heard about that before? People encountering people under the water that dragged them to safety. Yeah. There's stories about it. Lots. Lake Lanier, okay. And other places, like the oceans. They boat capsized in the ocean and they made it. Somehow or another. The current or this or that. And they'll have a story and people like, oh, they were delusional because of the salt water or blah, blah, blah. No, they weren't delusional. It really happened. All right. So it says, then the angel went up to God and was welcomed and said, "O God, thy creatures have breathed their last." And then God sent his word unto Adam and Eve, who raised them from their death. And Adam said after he was raised, "O God, while we were in the garden, we did not require or care for this water. But since we came to this land, we cannot do without it." And then God said to Adam, "While thou was under my command and was a bright angel, thou knewest not this water. But after thou hast transgressed my commandment, thou can't do without." So basically he said, before you transgress my word, you didn't even need physical water, the water we drink, this. So before we transgress God's word, we didn't need this. And I asked y'all a question at the beginning of the class. I said, how many days can you go without water and be okay? 3. Anything after that is dangerous. Remember the question I asked y'all? I asked y'all to write that down. How long can you go without water? How long can a body go without water? And I said, God is the living water. Y'all remember? Remember we talked about that almost, over 2 hours ago? Right? So prior to us getting kicked out of the garden, we did not need earthly water. Once we got kicked out of the garden, we needed this to live. So now you understand more of Jesus being the living water or God being the living water, because when he comes into your life, once we shed this avatar, we won't need to drink or eat. That's why it said when the angels defiled themselves and ate earthly food, and remember Michael wouldn't get on a horse? You remember he was like, "Oh, I don't touch earthly things like that. Like I'm not going to defile myself like that." That's why when the angels started to eat and drink and do those things, they defiled their bodies, because they were heavenly beings. They were never supposed to engage in earth unless God told them to. They were never supposed to partake of earthly things. Remember, Michael was like, when he went down there with Abraham, he was like, I can't eat this. He said, I'm gonna put a devouring spirit in your hand. Just act like you're gonna eat it, and it'll go through your hand. Well, Tobit, who went and read Tobit? Did anybody go and read Tobit? Remember, the same thing happened with the angel Raphael. The angel Raphael couldn't eat either. He said, "But I saw you eat." He said, "No, you didn't. It was a peculiar vision. You didn't really see me eat." How many people have you met and that could have happened to you and you didn't even know it was an angel? He said, "You thought you saw me eating, but I didn't really eat. God put a devouring spirit down in my hand or whatever. I didn't eat. I don't eat." So isn't it crazy that God gave their children insatiable appetites where they could never be filled? The children, their appetites were insatiable because their fathers were never supposed to eat. So when they made it with women that had to eat to stay alive, it made an insatiable appetite for everything. Crazy. Yeah. That's why gluttony is a sin. And doing too much of anything is a sin. And the Bible always talks about how it's an evil spirit that then got in. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. It says, and Adam and Eve said after he was after, and Adam said after he was raised, "Oh God, while we were in the garden, we did not require or care for this water. But since we came to this land, we cannot do without it." And then God said to Adam, "While you were under my command and was like a bright angel, you knew not this water. But after you went against my commandment, now you can't do without this water, wherein to wash your body and make it grow. For now it is like that of the beast and is want of water." When Adam and Eve heard these words from God, they wept a bitter cry. And Adam entreated God to let him return into the garden and look at it a second time. But God said unto Adam, "I have made thee a promise. And when the promise is fulfilled, I will bring thee back into the garden, and thee and thy righteous seed." And God ceased to commune with Adam. Ain't that crazy? So God really is the living water. And when you around him, you ain't going to be hungry. You ain't going to be thirsty. But when you start going away from the way he wants you to go, it's going to get real scant around there. It's going to be real droughts and whatnot, even in your personal life. So our first forefather, Adam, before they got kicked out of the garden, they did not need this. But when they got kicked out, he said, "Now you're going to have to drink it. And now you're going to have to eat." See, before it was a choice. You could eat if you wanted to, drink if you wanted to. It was a pleasure. But now you have to have it to live and to clean your body and to wash yourself. God, we became different beings because he put us into a body that was decaying after that. We didn't have this body at first. We had a heavenly body. And we know that heavenly bodies are our thing because angels can come from the spirit world to the fleshly world and back to the spirit world. But we know this can't go to where the spirit is. Only your spirit goes there. So we know that there's a spirit body. We know that there is a spirit body that can communicate and move around and do all of this, because that's what evil spirits are, spirit bodies. They don't have their carnal body or a fleshly body, but they can move around and they can touch stuff and move stuff and do stuff, and they can do all of that. They just don't have a physical body, a disembodied spirit. So we had a body, but it wasn't this one that was dying. Because remember, God said we were supposed to all get 1 day of his time. 1 day of his time is 1,000 years. That's why people live so long. But the more evil people became, he cut that time. You got to think of what it takes for a body, this same body, to live for 900 years. 700. This body, our bodies be breaking down after. Could you imagine walking around for 500 years? Being alive from 0 to 500. What would it take for a body to be able to live that long? What things need to be present? You see what I'm saying? But the further away from God we got, we did not live as long. We can't see in the spirit like we used to. And our bodies decay way faster the more evil this world became. You hear me? The further we have got away from God, we live less time. We're not as strong. We're not as smart. And even the food that we eat is killing us from the inside out. That's mind-blowing. You hear me? That's why I like reading about when they lived 900 years. What was they doing? What do you do for 900 years? Because you could travel the world a gazillion times in 900 years, honey. You can see everything. So then you get tired. So then what do you do after that? And each generation was more evil than the next. Come on, and we done got smaller and smaller and stupider and stupider. Mm-hmm. So when Jesus talks about being the living water, that's a reference to this right here. Right? Right. But, right. When he talks about the living water, because prior to us coming into this flesh, into this decaying body, we didn't need it. And him covering of his spirit kept us fed. That's why I said, when you come with me, you will never thirst. You will never hunger. Okay. Prior to that, they didn't have a reason to eat because they were spirit bodies. That's why the angels wasn't supposed to. But when the angels came forth from the spirit to the flesh and they decided they wanted to stay here, that's why I talked to y'all about the Gregorian calendar. They try to say it was a pope from blah, blah, blah. No, that's when the angels that fell start living in time. The ones that made wives, that's in Genesis 6, their clock started. Because prior to that, they were eternal beings. They didn't really have a finish. But once they started to want earthly things and they craved after earthly things, then they had to live in the time of earth. And the time of earth is not eternity. There's a time set for everything to decay and die. Even our planets and stuff gonna go out. You see what I'm saying? So that Gregorian calendar crap where they talking about, oh, it's the Pope. No. The Gregorian are a form of angels. And they talk about the celestial calendars. And angels are celestial beings. And we know that there was a type of angel called the Gregori. So, stop it. They were also the watchers. The Gregori were the watchers. The watchers are the people that came down and said, I'm about to... But, never mind. But then, y'all know what I'm good. I was gonna sing what I said. The kids in here, never mind. But y'all know the song I'm talking about. Y'all know. That's what they told them to do, and then we had giants after that. He said, oh, back the thing up. You a fan, look, just back the thing. You ain't here. I done heard about 15 songs in my mind, honey. I'm trying to tell you. I don't know what all they said, but it was something in reference along the lines of that. She a big nut. Oh, you. Hey, watch it. Yeah. Yeah. The watchers watched too much and did. Ah! You said you gonna do what? He was like, yep, I need me a Meg Thee Stallion kind of girl. That one back there. The one that's carrying all the baskets on her head. Yeah, you see it? Now, see, I was about to do one of them, what's the names? They said they look like two baboons fighting. Ooh, ah! All of that. They was going through all of that in their mind when they came down here and saw the women of Earth. Like two baboons fighting, he said. You hear all look, do you see the water glistening off of her body? That little water thing going down her face when she come up out the water. You see it, bro? That's the one I'm gonna get. Right there. That's the one. I'm gonna make her my baby mama. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. 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 He said, hey, we at the bar, something, and drinking. Y'all know, I don't even know that. What's that other song? T-Pain, what'd he say? That one. Ooh, wee. Mm-hmm. Right. Yes, Samantha, you would want to. The Apocrypha in the Bible. Stay away from a lot of that other stuff until you might. But yeah, it's the rest of it. You're technically just studying the rest of the Bible. Like Genesis doesn't tell you about Adam and Eve's daughters, but there's a book called the Jubilees that does. So you can find out the other answers. Because all those races of people that were being created, but we only hear about a few. Yes. So now y'all know why Jesus is the living water. Why do I know every sound you humming? What is wrong with me? No! You supposed to! Listen, and I already know I ain't got all the words right, but that melody, I can pretty much get it in my mind. You hear me? It's one melody yesterday, and because he's kin to a person we love here, I ain't gonna be too crazy, but listen here. It's a song right now that got my mind in a choke. Oh, do you hear me? And I said, just lay down, sir. Just lay down. I ain't been following none of it, but just lay down. And we got a family member here of them, so I ain't gonna talk too crazy. But baby, that BBL Drizzy, BBL Drizzy. Listen, I ain't gonna. Woo! I couldn't get back into nothing for 2 hours yesterday. I was looking at every damn video. I can't lie, he killed the game with that. No offense, family member, but baby, listen. I watch BBL Drizzy every video. There's probably was on even the Japanese guy. Listen to me. I said, listen, just lay down, sir. Just lay down. Just listen. I said, it's in my mind. It is in my mind, and I wish it would. But because I didn't know what they was talking, I was like, what is going on? So I went and kind of followed up on what was going on. God. Listen here. It's hilarious. And it's Genius. But moving on. I love y'all. I gotta go. I said, listen here. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I had me in a chokehold. I didn't watch every video, every reaction for 2 hours. I could not get off my phone. I said, get up. Get up. And no offense to nobody, but that's funny. It's hilarious. I said he killed the game with that. That was just one hitter quitter. Boom! TKO. Leave it alone after that. Just don't get back up. Just don't. I love y'all.